More on the terror attack in London. British police officers rarely carry guns. Civilians are not allowed to have a handgun. If they had been allowed the right to bear arms, could the terrorists have been stopped sooner? Dana Loesch joins us now. She's an NRA spokesperson and she's the host of The Dana Show. I think your answer to the question, could they have stopped the terror quicker, will be yes. But we're facing a situation where the British police probably will never have guns on a large scale. Is that true?
Yeah, I think you make a very good point there, Stuart, and as always, thank you for having me. I was absolutely shocked when I learned that around 90% of that police force there in London, they're unarmed, the community police force. And that to me is shocking, because the first person who encountered and who engaged with the terrorists there in London at just the recent atrocity was a police officer, and he was armed with only his baton. And he's a hero, and he tried to use the instrument that he had with which to defend himself, and it didn't work out very well because the terrorists were able to not only overwhelm him, but they had knives. They were able to get around and take him down to the ground, which is awful. And I just think, and I know 8 minutes doesn't seem like a lot of time to a lot of people, but if you've never been in a position where you've had to fear for your life, and you've realized and you've looked evil in the face, and you've seen people whose decision as to whether or not you're going to live or die, it's in their hands, not your own, those 8 minutes seemed like forever. Sure. And that's why it is so important. Stuart, I never want to see anyone ever go through the experience of not being able to defend themselves. It's one of the reasons I'm so passionate in what I do. That's why NRA Carry Guard was founded, to help people be able to better defend themselves.
But you do understand there's a difference in culture here. Look, I'm an American citizen, newly minted. I firmly believe in the right to bear arms. Got it. I'm all over it. I'm on it. However, Britain has a different culture, different history, and I don't think you'll ever see the widespread ownership of guns in Britain again. Certainly not in my lifetime. I think you will see the difference in cultures here. No.
Self-defense shouldn't be determined by culture. It definitely shouldn't be determined by culture. And we need to stop looking at firearms as anything but instruments of self-defense, because that is exactly what they are. And Stuart, I'll add that defensive gun use vastly outweighs criminal abuse of firearms.
Okay, I got it. I think there's a difference of opinion here, but we should work on it. Hold on a second.
Self-defense shouldn't be limited by culture. We can agree on that.
Yeah, we can agree on that, but history is another story. All right, Dana. Okay, look, I'm going to put someone's face on your screen. This person, her name is Reality Lee Winner. She's an NSA contractor. She was arrested over the weekend, accused of leaking top-secret report on Russian hacking efforts. That's the lady. Now, my question, why did she have that information at hand for her to leak? Why did she have that information? What's going on here? The
million-dollar question, Stuart. It is amazing that first off, that someone was able to just rail not only against the administration, but against the American government in general on their social media accounts. This is not a whistleblower, and I disagree with Julian Assange, who I think is wrong to defend her. This is not someone who is seeking as a patriot to expose wrongdoing. This is someone who has a political score to settle. She simply doesn't like our commander-in-chief. Unfortunately, for her position, her opinion on that is entirely irrelevant, because she was put in that position to be a curator and a steward of classified, very sensitive information. And the fact that she so easily abused it, I hope that she has the book thrown at her. But Stuart, I think your bigger question here is how are we allowing some of these individuals that seem to be, quite frankly, nut jobs, access top secret information, classified information? This goes into what I've been talking about on my radio program for weeks now, that there is a bureaucratic fourth branch of government that is seeking to undermine the executive branch. And this individual, Reality Winner with a nut job named to match, this individual completely is a fantastic example of that. Well, it's shameful. This should not be happening in the U.S. government.
Well, there is, it looks like, a fifth column within the federal bureaucracy deliberately undermining President Trump. That is outrageous. It's got to stop, but I'm not sure you can stop it.
Well, and that's why I think that Congress and I think this administration as well, I hope that they're able to get out some of these holdovers from the previous administration. I hope they're able to fill some of these staff positions that so desperately need to be filled. I think that would go a long way in perhaps alleviating some of this.
Well said. Dana Loesch, always a pleasure. Thanks for being on the show again. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good to see you, Stuart.
Sure.
Thank you.